All right, we're about to go forward with our next speaker. I hope you have your pen and your pad, your notes. Hope you're ready to take some copious notes on what's about to come forth out of this man's mouth. You can turn the music off. The next speaker I'm about to bring forth, this is a man that means, I said it online, he means the world to me. He's been an elder, he's been a mentor, a man that's poured into my life on different levels. So many different ways, like I told you earlier about the encouragement aspect, the speaking aspect, giving me constructive criticism on things that I can improve, and so much more. But Darwin Burks, aka many of you know him as Yoel. Yoel is a business owner and self-employed entrepreneur of 24 years. He holds a bachelor's degree in network and communications management. He consistently held a 3.9 GPA and graduated with the highest distinction of summa cum laude. Y'all know I messed that up. Please forgive me. Honors. Every quarter of his education was awarded a Dean's List certificate due to his academic achievement. His professional accolades include IBM Master Instructor, Learning, Consulting of Enterprise System and Solutions, Subject Matter Expert of Storage, Cloud, and Cluster Technology, Subject Matter Expert of SAN, Large Scale Data Management and Disaster Recovery. His community service accolades includes CEO of Yoel Helps, which is a 501c3 organization that helps the poor, advocate for homeless solutions, community event planner, youth mentor, public speaker, motivator, and radio host. He can be reached also at 770-256-2241. I want everyone to help me give a wisdom and wealth welcome for Darwin Yoel Burks. Come on, put those hands together.
I say shalom, peace and blessings to each and every person here. May the Most High prosper and reward each person. Hallelujah. My brother Joseph, brother, you have a tremendous platform. I would like to use the word portal because you have an interesting approach to bring people together at various specialities and fields, and you merge those into one place. So I echo what you have said multiple times, that people that aren't here are missing out. But here's the trick. Here's the sleight of hand. The people that aren't here aren't supposed to be here. Not yet. There's coming a time, my dear brother,
come on,
where they're going to see you on a much larger platform.
Yeah.
And here's what they're going to say. I remember that brother used to be saved. I remember he used to be an Israelite. Now he out there. He in Dubai talking to the Emirates. He's over in Ghana. He's over there talking to some. Listen, wisdom is called upon from every tribe and nation. And it's your assignment, my dear brother, to decree and to declare what you've been speaking for many, many months.
Come on.
I'll say this and I'll continue on. I promise I will. I've had the opportunity to visit his home. He said, Brother Yoel and wife, I want you to look at my garage. Walked into his garage. There's chairs. What you would consider lawn equipment is off to the side. He said, brother, what I do is I stand up here in front of all these empty chairs and I preach and I teach. I teach on wisdom. If you can teach on what's in your heart when nobody's here, think about when 10,000 people show up.
Come on.
And they're looking to pay $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 just to hear your voice.
Come on.
Let me step into the space, understanding and applying your gifts, skills, talents, and resources in business engagement. Now, I've learned quite a bit. Is it the one in the middle there? So, I've done IT training and delivery for many years. So I believe in having an agenda and objective. That way we know where we're going. When I'm training to my student professionals, this is the roadmap. That way we can anticipate where we're going and when we get there. Now there's some things I've learned. So this discussion, I pray I can get it under 40 minutes. I pray. Foundation. Words define your toolbox. discover needs, engage business, expansion, and then finally my contact information. The foundation of what we're talking about is a man's gift right now. Then we get into skills, talents, and all the above. Proverbs 18:16. If you got your Bibles out, your phone, pull this out because I want you to read this. I know it's up here, but I want you to read this because I'm going to highlight some things. In the King James Version, a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Before what? Before great men. We need to establish and know exactly what that means. We also need to discern what a gift is. The New Revised Standard Version, a gift opens doors. A gift does what?
Opens doors.
I got a question for you. How do you open doors? According to this, with the gift. With the gift. We all possess a gift. The value of that gift often depends on you. It gives access to the great. I believe that's the basic Bible English version. A man's offering makes room for him, letting him come before great men. The Strong Concordance of the word gift. A present gift or reward. Room. In the original Hebrew, it means to broaden, make open, make room to wide open. Bringeth, to guide, transport, bring, lead, put, straighten. Great men have a couple different meanings. One, it does mean a great man, or great men, plural. Another variant of that word means an elder, in the context of someone that's established with property, assets, and the value. Very seldom in Bible of old would you find an elder with no resources. Anytime his son or his daughter married, he automatically was sovereign over that, provided they stayed married. High, mighty, noble, estate, honor. So let's talk about these words defined in more detail. A present to be given or shared freely. We're talking about gifts. A notable capacity, talent, or endowment. You got your phones out, right? Google, Bing, or go to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary online and search the word endowment. You have to understand this. And this is the modular approach. So we have to understand, right now we're talking about gifts. Then we're going to talk about talent and skill and resources. I'm going to show you how to use this in the business space. Once you find the word endowment, who has that? If you found it, if you've searched it, do you have the word? Can you tell me what it reads?
Okay, it says the act of settling downer or a woman, or a settling a fund or permanent vision for the support of, that's probably not a good one. That which is bestowed or settled on, property, fund, or revenue permanently, approximately, to any object as an endowment.
Anyone else? Your definition might be a little different. Anyone else?
A quality or ability possessed or inherited by someone.
A quality or an ability. I want you to turn to Matthew. This is all good stuff. Turn to Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30. I promise you, this is not preaching, this is teaching, but I want to get something to you. I want you to get this. I need someone to read this if you can. Any volunteers?
Matthew 25.
Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30.
Matthew 25 and verse 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1.
Stop right there. Pause for a second. It's not deep. I just want you to pause for a second. Before he continues. Now continue.
to every man according to his several abilities.
Stop right there. You're given gifts and talents. Now you may ask yourself, to what measure have I earned or gained this? It's all by the ability that you possess presently. So, my dear brother, you may be provided, based on your ability, a unit or a measure of 1. You, by your ability, a measure of 5. You might be 10. One thing that we'll see in the text here is that the Father is always looking for multiplicity. He's looking for you to at least double. Continue to read, because I want to put this in context. We're going to move on.
Okay. And straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged it in the earth, and hid the Lord's money. After a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought the other 5 talents, saying, Master, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. His master said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant.
Okay, keep on.
Thou hast been faithful over few things, so I will make thee ruler over many things.
Stop right there. Principle. There's wisdom inside wisdom. The end result has always been to make you a ruler of great things. The end result, by the use and the establishment and recognition of your gift or talent, is to make you a ruler over many. Continue to read.
I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy master. He also, that had received 2 talents, came and said, Master, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them.
Let me stop right there. Let's drop all the way down to verse 24.
Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Master, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not struggled. And I was afraid.
Stop right there. Why did he not multiply the gift or the resource that the Father put within him?
I was afraid.
Fear. Fear. It had nothing to do with the talent or the gift. It had to do with fear. You can be afraid of success, which is what I'm going to expose. Part of operating and expanding is to be entirely vulnerable. How do I step into a space where I can own the entire room? And people pay $5,000, $10,000 just to hear my voice. Can I step into that space? Or am I afraid? Yoel used to be with us. He used to be on the 1s and 2s. Nice, flying first class. And we don't ever see him. Man, I seen him over at this one conference. Man, he was speaking. They don't look like us. He's talking about being confident and owning your skill and your craft and your gift and possessing your space and understanding how to adapt and how to overcome fear first to embrace the very thing you fear. One of the first things you can do in embracing fear is understanding why you are afraid. Some of y'all, middle of the night, you get up, go use the restroom, you're afraid to step off the edge of your bed. Something under there gonna get you. I'm gonna continue on. Thank you so much. Talent, what's a talent? A talent, a specialized gift based on aptitude, innate tendency. A special, often athletic, creative, or artistic aptitude. That third bullet, a natural endowment of a person. The word endowment also means to be placed with power or for a reason. Let me explain something to you. Often when something is imparted within you, It's a result of what has already been there. Within your DNA, within your genome, the very thing you have an innate desire to do, that's because that's part of who you were designed to be. That's something you might need to meditate upon. And it comes to you. Maybe tomorrow you might get it. The last bullet, a person of talent or a group of persons of talent in a field or activity. Let's talk about skills. We're progressing. Gift, talent, what's a skill? Here's where you can start making your money right here. This is it, provided you understand your skill. To perform what you know and have expert experience in. The ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. Dexterity or coordination, especially in the execution of learned physical tasks, a learned power of doing something competently, a developed aptitude or ability. So you have the ability. The Father's giving you something according to your ability. Guess what you have to do? You have to craft it. You have to specialize it. You're looking at a person that will never stand in front of anybody to say nothing. That kind of fear robbed me. You give me a microphone, get out the way. I'm there. I'm in the presence. I'm in the moment. There's a thing about what's called being in the present and making your presence felt. There are some people that can step into a room and they take up the whole room. How do they do that? What makes them so confident to do that? Are they any different than I am? Why is that person able to pace back and forth? How is he able to put weight on the room? Hey brother, how you doing? It's a pleasure to meet you, man. You know these people on this side of the room? You know anybody? No? Okay. Well, I like you, man. I like your personality. You know, there's words you can use. All of a sudden, the person sitting next to you, well, why don't he mention me? Hey brother, how you doing? Right? And so there's things you can do in your social exchange to empower people. So what I do is I watch people. I watch people. And all of my IT technology evaluations and my deliveries, I'm evaluated at the end of the course, at the end of the delivery. And in one of my evaluations, someone put on there, the instructor was good at relaying the technical information. However, he spent too much time on one side of the room than the other. Now you may think that's meaningless, but for someone that delivers and for someone that receives, that's a big deal. So you'll notice when people speak, they often go from one side of the room to the other. I'm talking about perfecting the skill, the gift, and the talent. You also heard of this thing called the power in the pause. Anyone ever heard that? Do you know what it means? Does anyone know what power in the pause mean? You do? Explain to me what power in the pause mean, and I'll get back on task.
If we're talking about the same thing, is when you make a point and you pause and don't say anything and let them marinate on what was just been said.
That's good. That's good.
That's right. There are some points you have to make. You just stop. And what's quiet, no one likes a quiet space. You ever been inside an elevator and there was no music? What's everybody doing? Oh yeah, good to see you. Oh, okay. Everyone's uncomfortable. As a DJ, when the music goes quiet, everyone's uncomfortable. So you keep the music playing, right? Power in the pause often is followed by presenting a question. I got a question. Anybody ready to listen to this question? I've just pulled you in closer to me. What's this question? Because I got to hear it. Moving on. So the skill is further defined. Let's talk about the resource. Source of supply, an available means, a natural source of wealth or revenue, a natural feature or phenomenon that enhances the quality of human life, a source of information or expertise. A resource is both tangible and can be intangible. Public speaking, intangible. You can't see it, or you can hear it, but it has no weight, has no... People pay money, lots of money, to hear information, especially if it benefits them. When I'm called upon in the IBM space, 5 of the IBM global training providers, they're global training providers. By each one, I'm highly called upon to deliver courses. There's times I sit in conference calls as a subject matter expert, and I'm talking to engineers with Sprint, T-Mobile, Chase Manhattan, Mayo Clinic. The list goes on and on and on. Delta. We're talking engineers that support their technology. Yoel, we have a question. We're looking for best means of managing our disaster recovery and our long-term retention. And we're looking to set up versioning for offsite, this and that. What are your thoughts? You give me one I just gave you, 3 seconds of silence. You take up the room. You possess the presence of what's going on. Gentlemen, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate everyone. Again, my name is Yoel. The questions you presented are this. I echo back to them what they've said. I always provide 3 points of the solution. Always. Always. What I've done is I've given them information and they're paying for that. I'm showing you the purpose of knowing what your gift, your talent, and your skill. Putting all that into a place where you can use it in a business space. It doesn't always have to be ministry. It does not always have to be ministry. Moving on. So I encourage everyone to check your toolbox. What's in your toolbox? Now, as part of this exercise, how much time do I have, my dear brother? I'm gonna have you two, if you would, hand out one of these to each person. And then also, I'm going to have maybe the other person hand out a card each.
20 minutes.
Oh, I got time. Oh, I got time to flex. This is good. This is good. This is real good. Hallelujah. So, 2 pieces of items, very important, are coming your way. One is a napkin. The other is a business card. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh, I'm so excited. I get so excited anytime I have an opportunity to deliver. There's some workshops I'm going to be delivering to include public speaking, how to manage your delivery, how to occupy the room, how to relay details, how to have established bullet points so you can communicate effectively, how to involve people, how to challenge people. Now there's a reason why I'm speaking on this whole thing about public speaking. That's a space I'm moving into more so. Okay, once everybody has their napkin, that's very important. And once everybody has the business card, that's probably as important. There's an area of the space we're going to walk into with all this. The napkin that you possess is worth millions. Or how about we say billions? The napkin that you possess right now is worth billions. Did you know that the majority of $1 million companies started on the back of a restaurant napkin? Dueling, scratching some ideas. How can we create an organization where we don't make a product, but we become a platform? Amazon, eBay. How can we have a media streaming platform where we don't own no product, we just stream? Netflix. How can we own a tune? What brand? What company is that? I'm loving McDonald's. You ever ask somebody for some tissue, but instead of saying tissue, you say Kleenex? Do you know Kleenex is the name of a brand? They got you so connected with the item to their brand. So, do you have a brand? If so, write down your $1 million brand on the back of that $1 million napkin. Who are you? My name is Yoel. Yoel is a brand. He provides music media. He provides community outreach, or they provide. He impacts and touches the city. He's on the radio. He's a motivational speaker. He travels abroad. What's your multi-million dollar vision? Write it on the back of that napkin. And list some topics that you might sell, or some information that you might present. Instead of cookies, to include cookies, what if it's baking classes? You mean people will show up and pay $120 for a 2-day baking class? Yeah, they'll wait in line. How many people can you have in the kitchen? Well, all we can have is 10. Well, do you take a waiting list? We'll wait. And so now this sister has a waiting list of 2 months of people waiting to get into just the baking class. They're making the cookies. You can take anything, but you have to multiply according to your ability. And once you identify your ability, you have to know, you have to multiply it. Some of you know me as a DJ. You may not know me as, well, you know me as a technology instructor now, but I have an opportunity to teach DJing classes. Take what you have and multiply it. You have to understand that. You have to embrace it. You also have to learn to delegate. One of my challenges, one of my fears is that they won't do it like me. You know why I held on to that thing? Not wanting to delegate? Because I didn't want to let go. You have to investigate why. What's the fear? Because when you let go, you lose control. And for men, there's a lot of stuff we hold on to. Well, can't nobody change the oil on your vehicle like you. Until you can't change the oil, then you got to pay somebody. You found out they did it better than you. All right, so again, write down your business, write down your object, write down your idea, your napkin. That's worth a lot of money. Check your inventory, right? So in your toolbox, what you possess in your toolbox defines your purpose. What you possess in your toolbox defines your purpose. What's in your toolbox? Your ability to communicate. Don't you know there are people that make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this? Let me show you. I'm going to show you. And you might decide to go into that industry. Here's my chair. Sorry, I'm trying to stay within that camera there. Here's my chair. So tell me, why do you feel this way? I understand. And how does that make you feel? For the next 2 hours, you listening, getting paid $145 an hour as a therapist or a counselor or a coach or a motivator or a speaker or a presenter. What's inside your toolbox? I'm going to set this chair here. What are your gifts? What do you enjoy? What frustrates you? One of the things that frustrated me, oh my goodness, is attending a worship music experience and the music coming to an abrupt end. Man, we're in that flow. I'm enjoying music so much, I got to get my own equipment. Part of the charge was get my own equipment. What is the first and last thing that you think about upon arising and going to sleep? Close your eyes. What do you see? Write it down. I will close my eyes and I will see hundreds, thousands of faces, all speaking their native language. And then I would open my eyes and it's like what I experienced appeared so real. Then there's times I would close my eyes and I would see this big, massive business operation, and I could smell the coffee, and I could hear the office chatter and the phone ringing. And you could hear the coffee machine percolating, doing its thing. And then I would open my eyes and it's like, what was that? There are spaces that we occupy that many times we don't know we occupy, and here's how I can prove it. Because you have a level of frustration. Why am I frustrated? I'm sitting here at my computer doing this IT training, making good money. Something's going on. There's something on the inside. There's a skill, and then a ability, a talent that's surfacing in this time and space. And I gotta occupy this other place. It's like you're going between different portals. Just you exist here, but where your passion is here. Some of you have on your $1 million vision napkin to travel. Why is that desire so strong? What is this desire to bring about information about wisdom? What's the stirring about? Why? Why would the brother just not let it go and move on to something else? Why does it drive, and why does he have over 400 videos on the same subject? So what's in your toolbox? What do you envision in your mind? I see a big massive warehouse, 200,000 square foot warehouse. I see employees. I see early work release for those in prison. I see young entrepreneurs. I see it all the time. Use your tools, practical ways to use your tools, gifts, talents, skills, and resources by volunteering. Support others. I think of the question someone asked, how do we get into a space? And I don't know if the exact question entirely is, but I'm trying to paraphrase as best I can. You wanna go to a big conference and you don't have the $1,500 entrance fee? Call the main number of that establishment and say, hey, do they need someone to work the front desk as registration? Oh, we always need volunteers. Then I'll volunteer. You step on in, work registration, and while you're doing that, hand out your business card. You got a camera? Hey, I'm a member of the press. What press? My own press. I do my own media. Okay, then we'll let you in also. Walking with the camera. I've done it. I've done it. So there you are. Gain access to an expensive conference, working the front desk, handshaking with all kind of people. And they know you by your first name because you're one of the volunteers that help them out. Imagine that. Someone that's a well-known speaker, and you're helping him out, providing a solution and fitting a need because you're available. I'm trying to get you to understand you have to know what gifts are. You have to know what your talent is. You have to possess your space. You have to know how to build and define it based with a skill. All right, so again, your toolbox. Execute what you know. Research industries, seek mentors, learn from mistakes, network, communicate, and mirror your image. What does that mean? There's a thing called the imposter syndrome. Does anybody know what that is? That means when you're occupying a space and you feel less than adequate, less than skilled, you don't know enough. That's how you feel. What if you begin to talk that imposter and say, imposter, you do a good job making these people think you're an awesome speaker. How do you do it? Well, You do it like this, follow me. Okay, now that seems a little ridiculous. That person in the mirror is often more confident than you are. Why? Because you're associating your talent and your skill with how you feel. But what if you really owned? What if you really own the idea that I'm a multi-billion-dollar cookie maker? What if I really did own the idea of doing motivational speaking, like you decreed upon me and Brother Joseph? You said, yeah, y'all gonna look up one day and find me doing motivational speaking. What if I provided a media platform to connect all talent, all black talent? What if we took it global? You know, Bill Gates, he started off in the garage and he had this idea and he said, my operating system is going to be on every major corporate entity in the planet. Steve Jobs, how much time do I have? Steve Jobs said, I'm going to revolutionize the phone industry. I want a revolution. And he did. I want you to think about this. Write down on your $1 million napkin, I'm going to revolutionize my industry. There are people that make millions of dollars selling cow dung. There are people that make billions of dollars scooping up dirt and dropping it off somewhere else. There are people that make millions of dollars measuring weather patterns. There are people that make millions of dollars creating some new hair solution. And by the way, I'm going to give each one of you something. I'm going to show you how this gift expansion works. My dear brother, if you can come over here and grab that bag. Okay, as we move on, I pray, is this helping anyone?
Yes.
Is this helping connecting the pieces? Because often we think this isn't related. Often you think where you are in your life, I'm older, I'm seasoned. What? If you could set the things right there and just pull the items out, open up those brown boxes, yeah, pull the items out. And we think, okay, that you're not enough, you've done your part. There's so much more. There's so much more. There's so much more. Market your tools. Market and create the value of your tools. Establish your brand. Yoel. There's a reason why on the bottom of almost every post I sign Yoel. I'm building a brand. He's more than just a DJ. He's a motivational speaker. He's more than just a motivational speaker. He's a good listener. He's more than just a good listener. He's a coach. He provides insight and detail. That's my gift. I had to know that I had to give the exhortation. I didn't really know until a brother told me. He's like, man, you're always encouraging people, man. Man, you just, no matter what's going on, you just encourage. So how do you use the gift of exhortation? How do you use your gift? Is your gift writing? Is your gift listening? Is your gift mentoring? Is your gift building businesses? Give value to others with your tools. I'm going to give you value. I'm going to do it right in front of your presence. Here's how we're going to do it. My dear brother, take at least of those and give them to each of the persons there. This is quality castor oil. You can use it for your hair, your skin, your feet, whatever. Give one to each person. I tell you what, I'm going to do this right in your listening. I'm going to show you how I'm going to create a difference in the value being established. I'm going to show you right now in your presence how we're going to establish a different level of value. To all the ladies, give them an extra one, which means the men, you only get the one. All right? I'm establishing value through my gift. How do you feel when someone gives you something? You feel good, right? And what is often your response after feeling good? What's your response?
You want to bless others?
You want to bless others. Now, what I've just done is I moved your perception of me into a whole different space with very little effort. You see that business card I provided? The business card that I provided, you see that phone number on the front of that business card? I want you to pull out your phone. Yeah, well, you didn't ask us 3 times to pull our phone out, brother. Come on now. Well, I'm asking you one more again. I got a little bit more time. I want you, in your phone, to send the word serve. Serve. Type the word serve to that phone number that's on that card. Now you're thinking, well, why is that? Well, why is that? There's a platform that I have called Kingdom and Community Events. I do a lot of community events throughout Atlanta. A lot. And when I say a lot, we're talking almost every weekend. What I also send out is motivational detail, about once or twice a week. Now, while you're sending the word serve to that mobile address, that's my text notification service, I'm going to move on. Leverage assets with yours, make people better. Take what it is you have, make them better. As I move on, create relationships of your brand before you create a relationship hinged on business opportunity only. I'm building, I'm connecting, I'm bridging. The word he delivered last year was a help to me. I'd already lost a lot of weight. I said, man, let me try to lose a little bit more. I live the vegan, plant-based, fruit lifestyle. I have adapted to that very well. Let me incorporate fasting. And man, I went from 220 to 190, and I look good. Don't I? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm giving value to him. I'm building with him without no monetary exchange. I'm very intentional in what I'm doing. When I'm going on one side, when I say, brother, can you pick this? I'm very intentional what I'm doing. This is how you build this relationship. When I'm making reference to the $1 billion cookie, I'm very intentional. When I give the gift of the castor oil for your skin, your hair, whatever, I'm very intentional. When I say give an extra one to all the ladies, I'm very intentional. Use your gift. Own it. Understand it. And multiply the effects of what it can provide. And remove the absence of being afraid, because that's what will handicap you. Remember, the talents were provided unto the servants based on their ability. If I can do this in this small audience, imagine when you have a stadium full of 10,000 people and every person walks out with a gift. Think of the magnitude that puts you in. Discover needs. Every business has a need. Discover, investigate needs based on what you see, hear, and observe. Discern what is said and not said. Talk by listening and give non-verbal responses. Give responses. You don't always have to say anything. I'm trying my best to stay with you here, but I always like to provide examples. When someone's talking, do this. Really? Or just kind of shift. Shift shows just some interest. Squint your eyes a little bit. I do it all the time. All the time. In a meeting, and I'm sitting like with my legs crossed, I lean forward. It relates to them that you're really interested in what they're saying. Something you can do that costs nothing. Make people feel good about themselves. Affirm healthy conversations with active words that lead. Make people feel good about them. Create their need. Well, Brother Yoel, we don't need any motivational speaking, and no, we don't have any youth programs for you to, manage and monitor. Well, I thank you for your time. You must be very busy. And the time you've afforded me has been a tremendous opportunity. And I want to let you know how much I value that. Thank you so much. I've made it for good. How much time do I got, my dear brother? 2 minutes. Engagement requires you to be present and reflective of the needs, offer solutions, not products or services. If I can rephrase this, find out what the need is and offer a solution. That solution will be the product or service. Let me move past here. I want to tell you about expansion really fast. This is my garage, a little messy, right? The Father showed me, revealed to me, the possession and operation of 200,000 square foot warehouse full of food. Now, there's the story behind this. I have connections right now with food suppliers that, in the use of my nonprofit, they provide access to hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of food. Something I shared with Brother Joseph in short detail. I said I want to share how I've had to expand in my thinking. These are relationships, and I'll talk about these in just a really brief, but let me say this really fast. I was at one supplier. I walked in, had my Yoel hat and my t-shirt and business card, my nonprofit stuff. I said, I want to know if you provide charitable donations to an organization such as mine. He asked what we did. Well, normally we work with another organization. I said, thank you very much. Walked out, came back. And the person said, I got a question for you. And this is where I had to expand. He said, we donate stuff by the truckloads to another organization. And are you in a position to take 2 or 3 trailer loads of food items? We're talking strawberries and blueberries and bananas and pineapples. I said, well, not right now. He said, well, how about just a half a load? 14 pallets. And right there in that man's office, I almost wanted to cry because my expansion wasn't big enough. Now I understand why I have to believe for that 200,000 square foot warehouse. I have to believe for it. And I have to use this gift of giving and this gift of motivating and this gift of inspiring such that when that platform does happen, Yoel told us about that. He gave us that cash. I don't use no castor oil, man, but he gave it to me. And he said me, text this number and text that number. Well, as I move on, another thing about expansion, there's a platform I have called the Fitness and Forgiveness campaign. Once a month, I encourage people to join me in the 10-mile Fitness and Forgiveness walk. If they can only do 2 miles, that's fine, or 4 miles. And the folks that show up, I'm so glad I'm here this morning. I got to talk about stuff. I'm just dealing with it. I'm like the black sheep in my family, and I have all these ideas, and don't nobody want to listen. And people think I'm a masculine female, but don't nobody want to listen. And men are intimidated by the ideas that I have. And this is Sister Terry Cross and her husband, Brother Yoel, I just want to talk. I just want to talk about something. We talked about health and fitness and weight loss. Talked about fasting. She said, I'm dealing with something in the family, and I need to know what to do. And we just talked. And 3 miles into that talk, she just is crying. Crying. So something as a pair of shoes, you can use it as a platform to help people get free. So how do you relieve the stress and the trauma? You just walk and you listen to people and you talk. And when the Father showed me, he can use your shoes to build a whole platform. Now we got a coordinator in Indianapolis. He said, hey, I want to be a part of your fitness program, your fitness and forgiveness. Now he hosts. We got someone in Pennsylvania that's going to be launching an initiative there as well. All under Yoel Helps 10-mile fitness and forgiveness walks. We now have incorporated healing hikes. What is that? That says going on a hike. But why are you hiking? We going to talk. We going to listen. We going to cry. You can cry all you want. This is healing. This is you using your gift, whatever your gift is. How do I encourage and mentor youth? Start a youth mentoring program. As simple as that. Get some little jackets from Home Depot, some buckets, and say, hey, any young people, they throw their hands up. Anybody want to be a captain? They throw their hands up. Anybody want to be an engineer? They throw their hands up. Okay, put this vest on. They zip up that vest, they get the little cleaning thing, and they clean up a whole community. I've seen that happen. This is an active program that we have. Using your gift, using your skill. Who's that guy? That's DJ Yoel. I started off learning DJing, taking my little portable speaker out amongst the homeless. And then I got some larger speakers, and I got a turntable. I was just flexing. And a homeless man said to me, his name is Mr. Nims. He talks real fast. Yoel, you ever thought about, you ever think about being a DJ? He talks real fast. I said, no, Mr. Nims, I've never thought about being a DJ. I don't want to be in clubs and doing that stuff. Man, you need to be a DJ, man. You can make money and use that money to help support your outreach. This is the wisdom of a homeless man. Hence, Yoel came to music, and after streaming a few times, folks all of a sudden thought I was the hottest DJ happening. I'm not sure how that happened, but I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. One other thing, part of what I'm believing for, this is just a build-up, this whole media kit, is to have some mobile stages. Not just for that, but I'm also believing for a mobile baptismal tank. We're thinking big, right? The Father gives according to your ability. What's my ability? I can believe. I close my eyes and envision all the time. I do it all the time. Mobile food pantry. I got access to millions of pounds of food for free. I got a meeting with someone this week about visiting the warehouse, to occupy a warehouse. I got them, before I showed up, I had a phone call with their brother that says, hey, does your organization take meat? Frozen meat, we got high quality beef, we can donate hundreds of pounds. Well, we don't have a warehouse. Well, we own several warehouses. Do you see why you have to believe big? You have to be uncomfortable. You cannot stay the same. And the same people that were supposed to be here will look at you in a whole different setting. I remember I registered for that conference and I didn't go. That's okay. That's okay. There's the warehouse size I'm believing for. There's the old fleet of trucks, include food pantry, mobile food pantry, mobile clothing pantry, mobile baptismal, mobile education center, mobile barber station. I'm probably missing a few other things there. And so let me encourage you. Wherever you are in your space, in your life, identify the fear. That's the single thing that will rob you from multiplying by way of use of your gifts, talents, and skills. And then secondly, begin to own your skills. Purposely use them, intentionally use them. Be mindful that when you give a free cookie, what that means. Be mindful that when you share with someone about a watermelon fast or a watermelon diet, be mindful, occupy that space as you talk because they're listening. They're very receptive, probably more receptive than you realize. Be mindful when you give an encouraging word as a leader, as an elder. The power you possess as an elder to motivate and mentor young students, young teachers, young business entrepreneurs. I encourage anyone with an assembly, host community events at your assembly. Understand where people are. Because the very moment you hug that single broken mother or that young man who's wayward, the very moment you provide a sandwich or a food or a meal or some sense of comfort, you use your gift and you now begin to connect so that you can build, help, and heal. This is only the start of many things. Please take that information here if you would. Brother Joseph, I thank you for your time. I thank you for this opportunity. And I thank each one of you for listening.